Hey, Writing Realmers, and welcome to our Sunday live stream writing sprints. Today we are going to continue on with our usual 20-minute writing sprints with 5-minute chat breaks in between. So you're welcome to join us for writing, editing, reading, whatever. So let's welcome to the stage Miss Story Tyrant.
Hello, hello, my fellow story minders. I am here.
Yay! Yes, can you believe that it is already halfway through March?
Yeah, how did that happen so quickly? Like, really?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, well, part of my problem is my whiteboard still says February.
You should change that.
I have
change that. Hello. Good morning. Yes, sorry we did not do one last week. I had some, health stuff going on there. So I am going to get our 5-minute timer going to let people join. So let people join. Now, where's my timer? Here is my timer. And whoop. All right, we are going to do a 5-minute timer just to allow people to join us, and then we will get moving on our 20-minute writing sprint. And I'm going to sneeze right away, so I'm going to put myself on mute for a second. So please feel free to talk.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My cat keeps attacking my leg. What are you doing, Devers? Really? And I apologize for the squeaky chair. I have a very squeaky chair. Puss, Puss, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why? You knocked my sword. You never leave. I had to be drama with the sword because it had to work. What are you doing, little girl? Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, everybody's watching you talk to the cat.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, so what are you guys working on today? Laura editing, Tyra editing, Tanya is doing something. What am I doing? Yes. I think, okay, so I did a booklet and I've stapled the booklet after much stress and anxiety. This is my red leaves. And my plan today is to, after some very helpful input from my writing companions, I am going to work on formatting, improving the format. And I'm going to get some copies printed while we are, at least for the first little bit, and I'll probably write while the printer's going. So, yes, very exciting. Laura, editing. Woo! Chapter 18, moving on. How many chapters do you have again? I'm curious about that. Yes. And Laura, I'm wondering, what do you think of the sound quality currently? I had to unplug my Pro microphone and use my webcam microphone. So can you hear me okay? Is it too quiet? Let me know what you think. Yes, all right.
Hi, Mommy. I don't know what you want. You have food in your dish. Like having a little kidlet here. Come here.
You're over the halfway hump. That's great. Woo!
That is a big thing.
Sounds fine to me. Okay, awesome. Headphones. Yeah, that's helpful. Especially if you have kids and stuff in the background. That makes a big difference too. You can hear better. Yes. Well, I can't seem to wear headsets for very long. Like I do have like a Pro headset, but I feel like it presses on the glasses after a while, and then you get sore. I don't know if you have that problem, but
I have really sensitive ears from wearing masks Monday to Friday.
That makes sense. Yes, I can understand that. Yeah, I wear masks all the time too. Probably not as much as you do in what you do. They are mandatory at my workplace, but there are times that I'm sitting at my desk when no one else is in the room where I can take it off and get a break. But when anybody else is in the room and they're walking around talking or whatever, then I put it back on. But that is okay because this is the new norm.
Yep.
Yes, new masks. Laura, you're gonna like this.
Oh yes.
So I have this thing with R2D2, and I have a purse that is R2D2 and a wallet and a keychain. Like I go crazy R2. I have cereal bowls that have R2 on it.
I've seen this.
Yes, you have. So I looked and looked for an R2D2 mask because it was super, super important to me to match my purse when I'm out in public. And I don't know why this is, but a friend, our editor, actually had bought this for me for a long time ago. And yes, so I finally have an R2 mask, and
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Like, I'm totally going to wear this to work tomorrow. So thank you, Amanda. You were the bomb. She probably wouldn't watch this, but that's okay. All right, so we have 40 seconds. It's Mother's Day in the UK. Oh, happy Mommy's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Awesome. That's awesome. Happy Mom's Day. Are they doing anything special for you? Have you been given gifts? Did they make you breakfast in bed? That is what I would like to know, because that would be wonderful. I know, right? It's awesome. I absolutely love this mask. I've been wishing for this mask ever since the pandemic and masks became a thing.
Mommy's, no, leave Mommy's drink alone. Cats.
Yay. Okay. 8, 7, 6. So our break is almost over. And well, our break, we haven't even started yet. And I'm talking about a break.
First,
But that's okay.
first writing sprint. Whoa.
Yes. One writing sprint. First 20-minute timer. I got a One Piece Funko.
Hey, my little pussycat girl.
Bed.
Yes, you are.
Ooh, breakfast in bed. What's a One Piece Funko?
Oh, isn't that those things with the bobby heads? The Funko Pops? They have the
Oh, it could be.
cat
Laura
hair.
will let us know. Well, I've never heard of it. Not that name, you know what I mean? So if that's what it is, then that's awesome, and I know what it is. Oh yes, show your new cup there before we get going. Shut up and write the book. Now that's from Jenna Marici. Marici?
Yes. I'm always saying her name wrong. Jenna part I get right.
Yes. Jenna is always easy to say. The rest of it, I'm not very good at last names. It's an anime called One Piece. Okay.
That's neat. If it comes to One Piece and it's called One Piece, that's neat.
A play on words. All right. Are you ready? On your marks, get set, and go.
Moot, moot, moot.
I didn't even realize that the timer was up. So I am unmuted. So Logan, if you could turn your little game down, that would be great.
You just gave me a stroke. I jumped a foot.
I didn't realize that 20 minutes had passed already. That's ridiculous.
I didn't hear no noise.
Oh, really?
There's no noise ending it.
That was weird. You know what? For whatever reason, all of my timers have changed. Like, there must have been an update on my computer, and the format of everything is completely different.
Oh. Yeah, my machine was down again this morning. I came in, it said it had suffered it had to restart itself, had to reboot itself.
Oh, like, no.
But it's everything's there. It's just, I don't like this rebooting randomly. Yeah.
True. It just flew by. It felt like 5 minutes, and 20 minutes was gone. Whoosh.
Yeah. I was unprepared for that. And then, hello.
Yes, that was super fun. I know. I was just getting ready to hit the print button. I think I've got this. Maybe can I share my screen and see what you think about this while the timer's going? I don't know if you remember, Amanda was talking about the chapter headings.
Yes, you want to fiddle with them a bit, which I agreed with, but I wasn't sure what room you have on your paper.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I don't know. I deleted one thing, merged another thing. I think this is the right one.
Oh, I like it.
So, because before I just had it very basic, but I don't want to go halfway down the page.
Okay. It's a lot of page to lose.
It is, yeah. So, I mean, I kept the page count the same, and all I got rid of was that list, the one sheet that I added to make an equal, because you have to do multiples of 4 to print a booklet. So I had to add a page initially to make that last fourth page. So I just deleted that last page, and I merged 2 together, and then everything shifted down. So I'm okay page count wise.
Oh, good. That's always my fear. My other question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The leaf. I like the leaf, but I was thinking, did you want to make the leaf slightly smaller under the one and put one leaf either side of the one, like flip it?
I wonder if I can.
You flip it. Like copy, put one to one side, one to the other side, copy, and make it a little bit smaller. And
see, it's affecting the size of my. Okay. So, whoops.
Too small. Bigger.
Bigger. Well, I can't. Then the one goes down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you not float that symbol? Can you not lift it off the page and have it floating?
What, the one?
No, the leaf.
The leaf? It's not. I don't know if I can do that. Size and position format picture. Well,
where'd it go? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no, it just changes. Like, you can add an artistic effect to it.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I don't think I can do it. I thought about that too. I mean, unless I get an image of the word one and then kind of post it together as an image, but
no, I wouldn't do that. That's adding too much complexity.
I also thought of having the leaf in the background and having the one on top of it.
I did too, but if you can't do that with your machine, you can't do that with your machine.
Yeah, I think it's just Word, there's got to be a way of making it float, but
no, Word is extremely limited in a lot of ways because it was never really expected to be used this creatively. Right. Laura, what do you think? I tore my cuticle of my fingernail this morning, and now I keep playing with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not painful. It's just a stupid thing to do. It was on paper, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I like it.
I also flipped them so that, one is one way, and then 2, the leaf flips to the other direction, and then 3, it flips back. Yeah. The other thing I tried to do is add the drop caps on every chapter, but whenever I add it to chapter 2, it ends up being the quotations in drop caps and not the letter T.
Oh.
And I can only add 1. It's like, so if I go drop caps, dropped. It gives me the quotations.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah, no.
And
Oh,
then I tried to add it just to the T, like I even highlighted it, and it won't work. The only thing I could do is get rid of the quotations and then do the drop cap, but then you don't have an open quote. You only have the close quote.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So,
The editor in me would go, ah! There's a sound.
Okay, what is she says? I like the idea of one on either side, but if you can't do it, then it still looks lovely. Okay, well, thank you. I wanted to make it look nicer. The original printout, I don't know if I can show this to you. Let's see if I can show it to you. The original printout, oh, it might be glowing. It's just very basic, top of the page, no leaf printout. And it turns out I didn't actually have the chapter heading in bold. So I had to make it bold, and then I spaced it out more, moved it down, and then moved the rest of it down a bit and added the leaf. So I think it looks better. But yeah, that's my plan, is to print that out, and we'll see how it looks. So I appreciate your feedback. All right, I am going to switch to my timer again.
Second sprint.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad that you're keeping me on my toes with that one, because I always forget to switch my banner. So sprint number 2, and then back to the timer. I think I'd be a little bit more, fluid at this, but no, I am not. All right, are you ready? Let's go.
Woohoo! Moot, moot.
That's free.
All right, our sprint is done. I'm just going to switch back to our 5-minute timer if I can get to my timer. All right, 5 minutes. Whoa. Ah.
Hello, hello.
So not meant to open. All right, there we go. Yay. Well, I have learned a few things. Number one, it takes me 20 minutes to print and package one book.
Ooh, ooh.
I hope that gets faster.
It will. It'll never get super fast, but it does get faster because you have to be careful. And the moment you get too fast is when you screw up. Trust me.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of issues that I'm coming across.
Oh, no.
One is if I staple even slightly off of the crease on the bind, it moves the staple just slightly in, and then when you go to fold or like flip pages in the back, it's like catching. Oh, and I fixed it wrong.
Oh,
I
no.
fixed it wrong.
Oh, no.
It'll get better, but I guess again, this would be the benefit of having it professionally printed.
Yes, yes, and bound for you. Yes, saddle bound. They have a machine. It does it so fast. I was standing there one day. It was like whoomp, 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 and each one. And I'm like, it takes me so long to do each one.
It does. Jeez, at this rate, it's going to take me months to get ready for any kind of craft sales or vendor sales.
Yeah. It's like, okay, how much is my time worth?
I don't know. It might be working. It might be worth it just to make $1 per book instead of $3 per book, depending on. I don't know, but that.
As long as this is my argument, as long as the publication, the actual printed copy, pays for itself and gives you a small amount, because don't forget, when you get it professionally printed, that cost goes against your taxes and all earnings. So as long as it earns, as long as it pays for itself, you are okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything after that, once you have enough booklets, think of it as a volume game. If you have 5 books for sale on your table, and every book has paid for themselves, they pay for their print costs, and they give you a little bit extra. Having those 5 books there, then all that little bit extra adds up. Right? Isn't that the argument?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. But you don't want to slip it so far in the hole that you can never dig yourself out either.
That's what I'm watching for. So as soon as I get, so for those of you watching, I sent a request for a quote from a local printing company who does booklets, including all the saddle binding and all of that. So I'm waiting for that quote back, and I figured out how much it costs me to make one myself, and now I know how much time it takes. So, which I'll get faster at, but
yes.
At least then I can make my call. Like if the extra amount of money I have to pay somebody to do it is worth my saving all of that time, then it might be worthwhile.
See, the argument, it becomes a balancing thing. You almost got to make up a, you have to make up a kind of a chart. Okay. And this is why when I printed up, don't worry, it's just a wind. Sorry. I printed up, was it 1,000 copies or 750 copies? No, it was 1,000.
Wow.
And everyone said to me, you spent how much money? And I said, yes. And my books, my unit price per book at that printing, I think it was 750, turned out to be like $2 a unit, which I'm selling for $10 a book. And everyone said to me, it was 2 something with change. I added in pickup and drop off cost. I added in edit. It worked out to be $350 a book with all the costs that went into producing the book. That was the editor, cover art.
That's pretty affordable.
Yes, but I had to come up with almost it was I think it's 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,000 books, and I came up with $2,000. And that was $2 a unit. You add in all the other costs. I'm selling them at $10 a book, and it comes up to $3 something per book, which gave me $6 something per unit price to get back. So I passed my printing costs, adding in my editing costs, but I had to come up with that money. So me and Curtis came up with it. That's why we got access line. Anyway, and then Curtis says, well, we got to add in any interest we pay. I said, yep, that's fair. Now, at $10 a book, I was able to sell 300 copies in, well, okay, I didn't sell my 300 copies because I was in a car accident. And my whole October launch, all pre-booked, went out the window because life stepped in the way. So it turned into Christmas sales. And I sold 300, oh, sorry. I was able to sell 358 copies, hand selling at Christmas sales for $10 a book, and which paid for the printing. It paid for everything. After that, I was splitting the rest with Eric because it was 50-50 after the printing cost. So in Manitoba, it's really easy to hand sell 300 books. At that point, we already had books in McNally's, and they took, in those days, they took 40%. And I had books in several other places. I had them in W.H. Smith's, which are gone now, and they took 40%. But I still earned money even with them taking 40%, because once I had sold my 350 books, everything was paid for. Everything after that was profit. Every year I still have boxes of books. I think I'm down to 4.5 boxes of books. And guess what? I'm still selling them every year. Books don't stale. They don't lose value. As long as they don't get wet and destroyed. And, and over a 2-year period, they pay for my websites being built. They paid for, so it's a real balancing act.
It is.
You got to sit down. You got to work it out.
Can you turn the volume down a bit?
Mine?
Hearing myself. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't hear me now.
I can hear you. Yeah. So the problem is you really have to balance. It's like when people say to me, well, how much will it cost me to publish my book? And I go, all right, I need some information first. I need to know the size. I need to know the font. I need the paper weight. I need to know if you want a shiny cover. I need to know how many units you want. I need to know what your expectation is on the other end before I even start. The people who I've argued with, they got a book printed. I said, do not print on that weight of paper. You're having a perfect bound book. You're already spending it was $1,600 or $1,700 for 300 perfect bound books. And I said, don't cheap out on the paper. And they went, well, it's going to save me $200. And I said, no, it won't in the long run, because when you open your book up, you see through the page. No one's going to want to buy a book that feels really cheap. If the paper feels cheap, people don't want to invest in it. So they and I argued. They went their way. I went mine. They printed their books. I saw them 2 years later, and they were livid. I had done the layout for them. My name was not on the book. I did their layout. Sorry, it's a cat. And they said to me, we're having trouble selling our books. Everyone complains about the paper. I said, well, what's wrong with the paper? It's too thin. Do you remember our conversations? Yes. Could you put it in writing and email it to me? I said, yes, I did. I told you not to go cheap on the paper. So what she did is, instead of it costing her, I think it was $1,600 and something with taxes, she ended up getting away with it for $1,200. She cheaped out on the cover. She cheaped out on the paper. She, instead of getting it printed in Manitoba, she went and sent it away to get it printed in China. So she told me how her covers were popping off. The paper was getting brittle. I said, it's a high acid, super cheap paper. You end up spending $1,000. She said, no, I ended up spending $1,600 with shipping and everything. I said, oh, did you? So what did you save in the end? You could have spent your $1,600, kept those jobs in Manitoba, used low acid, high quality, properly resourced paper with low toxic inks. Sorry, I'm having a rant. It's one of my rants.
That's why you're called Story Tyrant. That's okay.
I know. That's all right.
This is helpful information, and people watching after will learn something from this too, because it's very important. You don't want to cheap out on quality. It makes a difference.
Yeah, and your books last longer. I mean, that was something.
That's what I came across too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's something that you get really surprised at. And putting your ISBN on the back, putting your price on the back, doing the things that a professional does, making sure your book looks like a book is it's huge. And if it looks like a book, if it's properly edited, yes, you'll have no trouble getting it into chapters. You'll have no trouble getting it into different places. And people say to me, oh, no, they won't even look at my book. I go, can I look at your book? And I go, this is why. And then they get mad at me. You know, it's like,
true. I mean, I'm glad you told me to get the ISBN, because I have my, oh, you
Yep.
could probably,
Oh, there it
I
is.
have
Yeah.
my barcode and my details on it, and I've got, the story and everything on the back. And my issue was getting the best quality cover,
Yes.
because I had gone, you probably can't see that either, but
On here, it's hard for me to tell. Oh, no, actually, that one looks better.
you can actually see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
The one that's faded is actually my new printer, and the one that's bright and vibrant is my old printer. So I had planned, my good printer, or my current printer, the color printer, is an inkjet, and my plan was to make it a more affordable toner or color, so that I wouldn't have to spend so much replacing the ink or toner all the time. However, obviously, going down to a liquid instead of an inkjet actually made a huge impact on the quality. So when I price it out per page, the newer printer, which is the crappier quality cover, ends up being 1 cent just to cover the ink cost per sheet, and the older one is 23 cents or 24 cents per sheet. So there is a bit of an increase, but I'd much rather sell a nicer, vibrant looking cover than something that is dull.
Yeah.
So I returned that printer.
Yeah, that's the how do I put this? The voices sell. The voices sell because they're laid out beautifully. Nobody's knocked out of the book by the layout. We have decent editing to great editing.
Yeah.
And we have a look. We have a specific look, right? I remember when we first set up the very first Perfect Bound Voices, and we sat there with 5 different covers, and we had this huge discussion, and it was an older gentleman who said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whatever look we pick for the first 3 covers become our style. And we got
a long-term investment, yeah.
Yes. So I remember I was sitting there, and the discussion was really intense, and it was really interesting. Everything from color to lighting to how much does somebody want to pay for this, to is it a coffee table book or is it a toilet book? And I was like, a toilet book? Is it a book you read in the bathroom because it has all these exciting short stories? Or is it a book that sits on the coffee table or at a business? And we went with no persons. I don't know if you ever noticed that. There's no people in the covers. We went with specific looks from the Interlake area, because at the time we said this book isn't just selling us because we're the Lake Winnipeg Writers Group. It's selling the area, the location. We have to think of every book cover as an ad for the Interlake.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. So, and that was literally, for a while, it was actually written out and defined. So apologies, we should get back to writing.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It was a good conversation. So now I have my book, my second booklet ready. This is my, I don't know, like, I'm gonna keep my first ever booklet and kind of like, frame it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the formatting is going to be different than the first one that I sell.
Yes.
But that's okay. Or should I keep both?
Up to you. Up to you. Also, are you going to number them?
I thought about it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Because when I get my 1,000 BBM books, they're going to be, because I'm only going to ever print 1,000 as it stands now. It might change in the future, but that first 1,000 books will be printed copy 1 to copy 1,000. I'm keeping copy 1.
How would I do that at a printing company, though? Because I mean, here I would have to change that number 1 and then print another copy, 2, print another copy.
I was thinking I have to get a stamp. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, you're smarter than I am.
I was thinking, how am I going to do this? Because I asked Dave years ago, and he said, that would mean changing the file each time. Yeah, I'm not doing that for you. It costs too much. I said, okay.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Okay, well, let's go back to our sprinting before we.
Yes, I have to finish that book.
I'm not watching this live stream because I can't get anything done. They're talking too much. Okay. This is fun. Okay, on your mics. Get set. Go. Okie dokie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Let's write ourselves a book.
Whoop. So how's it going, Laura? How's your editing going? And anybody else out there watching, how are your word counts? Leave a comment below and let us know how you're doing. Or your editing. Word counts editing. Yes.
I hope I didn't scare people off. Get my nattering.
Honestly, I don't think we had a whole lot of people with us, but I also did it an hour later than normal, and that might have impacted that a bit. So
Yeah.
I printed off the red snow cover, but I forgot to change the font to a brighter red.
Oh.
So now it doesn't match.
Oh no.
Does that matter? Like, does it have to be...
I don't know.
Like, it's the same series, but... Oops.
As long as the red is the same, I think. The word, I think we're good. Yeah, the font's the same.
Yeah.
Are they each going to get darker as you go along? Or are they going to stay red? Are you going to make it a thing in the series where they go darker?
I hadn't planned to.
The things that happen by mistake.
Well, in the ebook version, all of the reds are this red.
Oh,
but
okay.
the print booklet, I changed it to the brighter red because I thought it stood out a little bit more. But I don't know, I kind of like the darker red kind of suits this cover.
I was going to say, yeah, it jumps on that cover.
Maybe I'll just leave it as long as it's like, it's okay for them to look a little bit different, but you're right, it's the same font. Like the letters are the same. So, maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it's not a thing. I'm at the part where the two people that started a relationship online are going to meet for the first time. Ooh! Perfectly imperfect. Okay, this sounds wonderful.
It
I
does.
still can't wait to read this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it too. I am. I can't wait. I'm switching this to the 4th sprint now. Actually, I'm going to make it the last sprint because, well, it's getting close to lunchtime and I've already been asked, what's for lunch? What's for lunch? So, very funny. Okay, so we'll do one last one. And in this one, I'm going to go and format my red snow. I was going to get some writing done, but I feel like I have to finish what I'm already working on before I move to something else. Something that I've had issues with in the past. But as soon as I get the out of budget.
I know nothing about delaying stuff and putting it off. I know nothing about procrastination. Nothing.
Yeah. Let's just put this on the screen. Procrastination.
It's the enemy.
I don't know if I spelled it right, but let's just do this.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I've been going to Unsplash, Usplash, and looking at pictures for covers.
That's where I get most of my stuff. Except, those leaves. I actually had a graphic design artist design the leaves and the blood for me because I couldn't find the right picture online. And he did a great job. And then I did I have a procrastination sprint. Yes, I like this. That makes a lot of sense. It's very true. But again, I'm not writing in any of these sprints today because I need to get this off my plate. I need to get the formatting the way I need it to be and get the print form files set up so that all I have to do is either A, hit print, or B, email it, and then I'm good. So that's the plan.
Please don't bug me. So everybody, my son came back from his walk. The dog came in. It was a whole hoopla. The husband was there. People were banging around the kitchen. The animals were mowing and woofing and I got
barking and what else you got over there?
Yeah. They've all gone to the basement but Dabbers, who was bugging me again. You have food. You had cuddles. You had more cuddles from other people. Go away. I love you, but go bug your brother.
Yes, I just have a dog now. Just a little poopy dog.
Yeah, it's like having a noisy toddler right here.
I understand. All right, our break time is over. Let's jump into our final sprint for the day, and we will get some stuff accomplished. And then, yes, now I have a couple of busy weeks coming up. Um, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to try to do a writing sprint next weekend, but the following weekend I absolutely will not be able to. I might not even make it on next weekend. We've got a driveway baby shower next weekend. We've got hockey next weekend, and then the following weekend we have hockey and a birthday party. So I might not be able to do as much as normal, but I may or may not be here. I'm trying for next weekend. All right.
Okay.
Let's do this. On your mark, get set, and go be productive. Stop procrastinating. Alrighty. So our last sprint is done. How did everybody do?
I am fixing a piece of dialogue that's been bugging me. So I am so happy.
Ah, yes, dialogue.
And I got, there it is. I got scratched by Dabbers as a side claw scratch. She didn't mean to.
Aw. It's a widow squatch.
What with you now? Sorry.
That's okay. Yes, well, how's it going, Laura? I'm ordering Chinese for dinner.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, it's supper time there.
Wonderful. I can't eat Chinese food anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it's like I love chicken balls. Like that's my thing. I could eat lemon chicken balls, like a lot. Like I love them, but I'm never gonna eat them again.
No, you just make it at home, and you make it with arrowroot flour or tapioca flour, and there's no. They'll use what? One pot is the other one. There we go. All right.
So I formatted Red Snow. However, I need to add a couple pages, so I have the opposite problem. So that is what I'm working on now, is trying to add another. I got 46 pages and I need to get to 48. So I have one extra page that I know that I can add easily because I already had that set aside as a backup plan. But I need to add one more. But that is okay. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I also have created a new email that is Tanya's Writing Realm at gmail.com. So that is just for, like, I still have my author one that we email back and forth on, but I have this separate email address specifically for my upcoming podcast and my AuthorTube YouTube channel. So that's the plan. That way I can kind of separate the author business from the author media kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. That's the right wording. Yes. Wonderful. All right. Yeah, you know what? I have so many emails. You know, I've got the personal email, I've got my actual work email, and then I have the author business email, then I have the other author name email. Then I have a Facebook account for both, and then yeah, there's too much. Anyways, let's not get into all that. That's too much.
I have trouble at keeping track of what I'm doing now. Oh, good God. No wonder people hire these assistants. Well, you know, when they're rich and famous, or at least rich.
I actually have a high school, the chicken balls and lemon chicken and stuff. But yes, that sounds so good. I'm hungry now. It's our lunchtime right now. So, yes. But what was I going to say? I don't know. It's gone.
High school. You said high school.
Oh, yes. Somebody went to school with in high school has her own company of people that do all of this, the media and the and website building and graphic design and any kind of, and keeping up with your emails for you, any of that kind of stuff. So I've been kind of watching them, and you can see that she's growing in that, but I don't have the income to support that yet. So one day, at least I know who I may go to if I get to that point where I can afford to pay somebody to do my work for me.
That would be cool.
Yes, it would be. So if I get to that point and I try them out, I'll let you know how it is.
Yes. Oh, I from 2012 to now, minus the first $6 check, I've made $14.
Ooh,
that was on book sales.
That's good.
From 2012 to now.
2012. Hey, you know what? It's better than nothing. I think I had one $8 payment, I think. And then I don't remember what my income was last year. Yeah, I don't want to go there. Well, we're not talking about after expenses, though. We're talking about actually receiving money. So we're just going dig, 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 dig. And there's a little bit going on top going sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. And that's it. Anyway. So, everybody, thank you for joining us
I
today.
can't hear you. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't
yes.
hear you.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. Turn up your volume, maybe.
Oh.
I am. You can hear me, right? Everybody else, hopefully. Okay. So thanks for joining us. Next weekend, again, I am going to try to have another live stream the weekend after the March 28th, I believe it is. Definitely not going to be able to do one. But then we'll be back into April, and hopefully, we can keep this going. So have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, and whatever. And don't procrastinate.
Bye, Laura. And remember, everybody, from the edge of the page till next time, story comes first.
Yay, goodbye.